Well, we're going to do a little walk today at Mill Lake. Talk about some things. And yeah, this thing here, whatever you get, do not get this thing. This thing is a piece of garbage. It is broken already. I never dropped it or anything. Used it for 3 damn months and it's broken already. Whatever you do, stay away from Neotech products. They're complete garbage. Alright. Just wanted to go by Twin Ponds and see how the ponds look. I mean, I can understand it breaking after a year or two, but 3 freaking months and it's broken already? You gotta be kidding me. I wanted to listen to some music on my phone. Can't, because the headphone jack's also broken. This phone's a piece of crap as well. Well, but at least it's given me a couple of good years, and I'm gonna have to get a new phone as well. That's all right. I guess I'll talk to you here then and do the video here. Nothing more annoying than that. Nothing more annoying than that. 3 freaking months. I mean, the back cover came off a week or 2 ago. I put tape there to try to keep it on. I mean, 3 freaking months. And the damn thing is broken. It shows you the quality. It shows you the quality that they make things out of nowadays. Not a pitch pine. That's a mugo pine, I believe. It's nice though. Very annoying. I don't know if I feel like even walking around the lake. I was going to walk around the lake, but I don't think I'm going to do it now. I'm too annoyed. Too freaking annoyed. That thing's hardly been used. 3 freaking months. How's it broken already? Very annoying. Very, very annoying. I'm just going through. There's nobody coming. Well, there it is. There's Mill Twin Lakes. I'm sorry. It smells horrible here, so I'm not going to walk around it. Look at it for a minute. I know why it stinks. We'll go down here for a little bit here. I have about 20 minutes for the train. And I was going to get another later train, but forget it now. Look at this disgusting green algae here. That is disgusting. Alright, that's why it smells bad. Ugh, yuck. Ugh. That's because of all the nitrogen that runs off into these lakes. It's very annoying. At least it didn't happen on a long hike. I guess I gotta kind of look at it that way. But it's still extremely annoying. I really wanted to get over to that other spot. Look at these falls too. There are the falls. There's a chair in there? You gotta be kidding me. Somebody will put a chair in there. What the hell? I would do something like that. I really wanted to go to the other side of the lake there. I really wasn't going to go back until I was going to get on the later train, you know? Just get on the later train. Let's go. I need to go. Alright, I wasn't going to get on the train until later. I mean, it's actually a very nice afternoon. It's just incredibly annoying. Damn thing broke. So while I could do this video here, talk to you here. I'm just gonna do it at home, but I'll do it here. Do it with some nicer surroundings. Besides, I might be coughing up a lung in my apartment because the smoker, he was away Saturday and Sunday, but he's back today. So let me just go back later. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get through here, but we'll see. I wanted to do this video just talking to you about my mental state, which, as you know, is not good. And, you know, so many different factors that go into it, you know. And it's, you know, your surroundings, your environment, you know, and all that I'm dealing with. Yeah, there are many worse places than Mineola. I'm not saying that, but Mineola is declining. Actually, it doesn't smell bad over here. It's just that one spot. But Mineola is declining. And, you know, just today, I was heading over here. Decided I'm going to the South Shore again, even though there is no sea breeze or even northwest wind. And, you know, I walk over to the train station, no life. I gotta go up, take the elevator up to the other side, because I'm getting the 4041, which luckily showed up. And, look at that view. I hate all that green stuff that's in the lake. But I think there's no green stuff if we go to the other side. Go up the elevator, cross the other side, go down, and there's a homeless person sitting there. Just got out of the hospital. They dump him in the hospital. There's like a bunch of purple bags, and I know purple is the color for NYU Langone. And there he is. I'm walking the elevator. He throws an empty plastic bottle at the elevator. And I'm like, oh, let me get out of here before he flips out on me. You know, this is what I got to deal with in Mineola. And I got to deal with the smoker. It's all part of this big plan to purchase out. Yeah, if I could get another apartment, you know, I'm stuck there. There's housing for people with disabilities is we get the worst pickings. It's not fair. You know, we should have the same kind of housing that everybody else has. You know? So I'll show you this and then I gotta get back. You know, I don't have a lot of time, but I want to show you the lake. Of course I want to stay on Long Island. But look at what I'm up against. I think it's over here. Well, there's something nice to look at. That's beautiful. But, I mean, I met with them last week, and I didn't talk about any of this other stuff with the neighborhood. All right. So I haven't really discussed any of it with them. The main issue I'm having is with this smoker. And, you know, that I've got to constantly deal with secondhand cigarette smoke in my apartment. You know, and we can't even get in touch with the landlord. The landlord has been away for months now. So, and I mean, the landlord has said, well, we're going to do what we can. You know, she said, well, I sent him letters. She claims she got her lawyer involved. But yet he's still smoking. And trust me, I have air conditioner, I have exhaust fans, I have air purifiers. It doesn't get rid of the smell. It's horrible. It's basically the onus is on me to take him to court. You know? And then when I tell them, look, I'm going to get a lawyer involved, they're like, hold your horses. I'm like, yeah, but you don't... Ow. I went into my shoe. I'm like, you don't deal with this. Hold your horses. This is, I've been dealing with this for over a year now with the smoking. Over your hold your horses. They don't live there. So I figured, all right, it's Labor Day. Maybe people are away. Holiday, you know, whatever. But now that Labor Day is coming, and the holidays are over, if I don't see any action the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be getting a lawyer involved. And I'll find out what my rights are, who I can take to court. I might have to actually sue the smoker. Maybe that'll be the person to sue. But I can't live like this anymore. You know? And that's the main reason why. Like I said, it's the smoking in addition to everything else going on in the neighborhood. It's substandard housing. I mean, is it too unreasonable to expect to be able to live in a clean, safe environment? And not have to deal with people breaking the rules and smoking? Dealing with people smoking marijuana on your street? Is it that unreasonable to want to be in a safe, clean area that has good transportation, that has thrived, that is doing well, that has life, that has people walking around? Is that too unreasonable? But apparently some people think it is. If you have a disability and you can't make the Wall Street income, sorry, those things are only reserved for those people. I got a big problem with that. I really do. Facing that damn brick wall doesn't help either. I mean, what kind of apartment faces a brick wall? I've never heard of such a thing. Usually, I mean, it faces a brick wall that it's closed in. This like alley is closed in on both sides by the front and back of my apartment building. So no air can get in there. I mean, how is that even legal? But I was so desperate to get out of Westbury when that, I mean, look, if it was just that, if it was just a neighborhood, all right, it's not something that is going to be something that's going to break, you know, or you know, I mean, it's the smoking. I can't deal with that smoking. I mean, he smokes these menthol cigarettes. You know what menthol? It stinks. It's horrible. And then I don't have cross ventilation, so it all basically adds up into like a perfect storm of sorts, where you just can't get rid of the smell. It's horrible. I mean, we're talking about something as simple as being able to breathe clean air in your apartment. But again, it's only reserved for, I guess, a certain demographic. All right, I figured I'd just wrap this video up at home and just talk about a little more about some other things going on. So, I guess you could say that's kind of a general update type of thing. I don't know, but and I know I look kind of yellow. I do apologize. The camera's white balance seems to be off, but I have it in order. So you see what I'm up against here, all right? And you have to pick and choose what your major issue is. And my major issue is the secondhand smoke. And I know there are many, many worse programs out there, people. I know, and it's just like I said, it's just unfortunate and unfair that people with disabilities are being discriminated against by, and it's not just, I'm not just going to blame real estate or the landlords, but some of these programs too. Some of the programs, there are other agencies out there that are way worse than mine. I understand that, and I'm grateful. But at the same time, it's not fair that we have to be continuing in substandard conditions. In substandard conditions, the vast majority of the housing, I know the white balance is just awful, and I do apologize. Maybe it's just from the screen being on. Maybe if I turn the screen off, it will straighten out. Let me see. Probably not, but maybe it looks a little better. So yeah, it actually does work. All right, I guess maybe that straightens the white balance out a little bit. A lot of people have it a lot worse, but at the same time, like I said, sometimes a lot of these other agencies out there are even worse. So I want to. This is just a matter of having a proper living situation. I'm not that super picky. And yeah, there are things in this town that are really upsetting me. But as I said before, if it was just that, it wouldn't be to the point where, all right, I can't take it anymore and I gotta leave. But you throw that on top of dealing with this secondhand smoke situation, and it gets to be an unbearable situation. I've been patient with this now for so long. People, it's bad for one's mental health. It's very bad for my mental health to be around this. To wake up in the morning and smell that freaking menthol cigarette smoke. And I've got the air conditioners going. And when the winter's here, I'll have the windows open. And I'm tired of dealing with this. I have an air purifier here. I'll lift this up. Well, it's kind of heavy for me to lift up on camera, but I do have an air purifier as well. I've tried everything to mitigate this, and it doesn't get rid of the smell. And it's a very noxious odor. If you smell cigarette smoke, you know how noxious it is, especially those menthol cigarettes that this guy smokes. And people will ask, well, how is he smoking and not setting off the smoke detector? Because he probably does it in the bathroom where there is no smoke detector and closes the door. Because the smell is worse than my bathroom. And his bathroom is right below mine. And like I said, I've been through this a million times. I'm tired of being nice about it. I'm tired of being, you just have to sit there and take it and be patient. No, I don't have to. I don't have to take it. All right? Because I have a right to have safe housing. And safe housing means not having to breathe in cigarette smoke. All right? But of course, I get a lot of hate. I get tremendous amounts of hate from a certain demographic just because of who I am. Just because of that viewpoint, that very viewpoint. That's what they hate so much, is that they don't believe I have a right to have the same standard that they do. They think that they're better than me, and therefore only their kind can get safe housing and safe towns. And the rest of us have to deal with problems. And that's what I have a problem with, and that's why I get the intimidation. That's why I get the hate. That's why I get the bullying. Because I speak up about it. Most people they just don't want it. They're afraid, because I just can't accept that I'm going to be forced out of Long Island. I can't accept that. We know it's part of the plan. We know that this is part of the Purge out plan. You ruin the quality of life for the middle class, lower incomes, those with disabilities. You ruin their quality of life by dumping criminals in their communities, giving them substandard housing, and not allowing them to live in the towns that are doing well, the towns that are safe, the towns that have downtowns that are doing decently, with good transportation. At least Mineola has good transportation. That's the one thing going for Mineola. But I'm very concerned that this is going to turn into the next Westbury, the next Hicksville, the next Hempstead, because they are dumping the criminals out here. They are dumping them. They are dumping them here. And this is going to get worse because I know we have a new governor, all right? Kathy Hochul has been in office 2 weeks, all right? And I have to give her a chance. I'm trying to be extremely open-minded. There are a lot of people I know that are being less open-minded than I am about her, all right? But I am very discouraged that she has not brought up the crime situation. She has not brought up any interest in repealing bail reform or changing the bail reform laws that we have in New York. And that bail reform is a big tool, one of the most important tools of the plan. Because when you let these people out of jail, you're putting them in the communities that already have problems and making them even worse. And that's what you call the redlining. That's what's going on. Dumping all the problems in. You know, you have communities like that, and there are a lot. Hempstead is way, way worse than many people even imagine. All right, it's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make the news that happens there. All right, and it could be worse. The majority of disability housing is in Hempstead, and that is the way Nassau County treats its disabled people. And I'm one of the lucky ones, believe it or not. I am. And I don't take it for granted. All right. I'm not trying to be ungrateful, and I've said that a million times before. But just because I have this illness, just because I have this disability and cannot work, does not mean I should have to live with breathing in secondhand smoke. All right. I should not have to live with that. All right. Like I said, that is the primary factor. All these other things are secondary, but it all adds up to a situation that is very bad for my mental health. Already getting air quality here is just I have no issues on the outside. Just need to. I guess I should turn on my air purifier. Would probably help. But it is the crux of the point that I want to bring in this video, and that is that the plan, this plan to purge us out is my fear is that it's going to continue. It is not going to improve anytime soon. It is just going to continue as they continue to redline Mineola and all the other Middle Island towns. And I mean, I see changes in my own neighborhood, just to the kind of people that are living here. You know, I used to see more like normal looking people. Now I see a lot of people that are swagger walking. I see people smoking weed. Maybe it's just that it's the summer, but I guess the other thing that I wanted to touch on is the pandemic, because I think the pandemic is also the final nail. You know, the pandemic had a huge effect on the middle of the island. Huge. The middle of the island suffered way more than the South Shore or the North Shore. Middle of the island got the brunt of it. We got the brunt of the neglect. We got the brunt of the lack of businesses in our stores. And so many places closed. We got the brunt of that. I mean, you go to the South Shore and they really seem hardly affected by the pandemic. Yet, when the news wants to cover things, it's always on the South Shore. It's all about the South Shore. Like I said, got to be with these people. You know, it's again all part of this plan that we have going on. And I have to try to keep fighting. And a lot of people, they don't want me to keep fighting. They want me to stop. You know, they want me to just say, all right, accept it. Just go live in New Jersey already. Just do it already. You know, well, why should I have to go live in New Jersey just because I have a disability? And the crux of it, once again, is this attitude that people have in New York, that people who are disabled through no fault of their own, they were born a certain way. Some people can't work, and people can't accept that. And they have this attitude like, well, you know, they don't understand what the stress does to the body. They don't understand what it's like to have trouble sleeping. They don't understand, you know, a panic attack. They don't understand any of that. But they just say, well, sorry. Those things are only for a certain demographic only. You've got to get your degree in finance, get your job in banking or real estate, or accounting, or you're worthless. And that's the attitude that you have here. And it's unfortunate, it really is. And it's It's destroying the very island and the very state of New York that I love so much. And I have to talk about it. I'm not going to be quiet about it. So many others are quiet. I can't be quiet. It's about trying to survive. You know, I'm worried one day I'm going to put it on the news, or actually no, I won't hear about it on the news, but I'll go on Facebook and I'll go to Laura Uli and it'll say 2 shot dead in Mineola, and it'll happen to be on my street. You know, and once that happens, then I know, well, it's no longer safe here. I'm going to have to get out, but the pressure's on that, well, you're not going to be allowed to live on the South Shore. It's going to be very hard to find housing there. Not impossible. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible. People will say it's hard. It's not impossible. You know? You'll just have to understand. And I know a lot of these agencies, some of these agencies have a very bad reputation. Fortunately, mine is not one of them. I'm very lucky with that. There's way worse. What I'm trying to say is, it's way worse. And I'm not ungrateful, because a lot of people, disabled people on Long Island, are treated like crap. There are many disabled people that are treated way worse than I am. All right? But it doesn't mean that we should. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with demanding to be treated better. You know? And my viewpoint is, why should we be treated any different than anyone else? Why can't we get the same things that these other people get? Why do we have to be segregated away from the mainstream just because of the way we are? Just because we were born with something through no fault of our own, somehow we're treated like criminals. People just generalize and just think that we're all just crazy. You know? So, like I said, I know where it ends up if I lose, and you know, the odds are not in my favor. Finance and Wall Street are very powerful interests. The people behind the plan are extremely rich and powerful. They have they're connected to almost all the politicians here, and they're going to continue to get their way. They don't want to see affordable housing in every community. They don't want to see integration of people. They want everything segregated, so only their own kind can get away with everything, get to live the good life, and the rest of us are just driven out, purged out. You know, and you know, you look at other states like New Jersey, for example. There is a law in New Jersey, 30%, or I think it's 30% or a third. I think it's 30% of all new housing units built must be affordable. There must be some apartments for the disabled in there. 30%, I believe. And they're building these apartments in Toms River and Ocean County. You can go live in Ocean County and not have a much better quality of life than you do on Long Island. But it's not Long Island. It's not home. It's hotter there. The transportation network is much more different than it is here. And it would be, in a lot of ways, still very hard to live there without a car. But at the same time, the safety factor is you're getting much more safety. And so, you know, sometimes you have to, you know, weigh that against everything else. But like I said, I'm not going to give up this fight. I deserve to live on Long Island. I deserve to live in safe housing. I deserve to live in a community that is doing well, that is safe, and that has good transportation. I deserve those things. Some people don't seem to think I do. And that's the problem. And Mineola could definitely be that place. And Mineola could have been that place. I thought it was that place. I could have never imagined that it would have gotten redlined like it has. And all the problems are just dumped here. I could never have imagined that. Seeing how this town has degraded over the past year, especially since the pandemic. It has degraded so much. So many places have closed. There's so few people around. There's so many more homeless. It's very disturbing because they are dumping the problems here. They're literally getting out of jail and being dumped in Mineola. They are literally doing that because of bail reform. And that bail reform is a major tool And so what I will be doing is I'm going to be writing a letter to the new governor tonight, urging her to repeal bail reform, as well as both my state senator and my state assembly person, because repealing bail reform is the first start of trying to clean up the mess that Cuomo has left behind. And I know Cuomo didn't act alone. It was the legislature. We have to either repeal or redo the bail reform laws so that people who are known repeat offenders, people that are criminals, career criminals, stay behind bars. They don't get let out. And when we do that, we can start trying to make things safe again. Governor Hochul has expressed that she's not Cuomo, she's different, she wants to be independent, she wants to be there for all New Yorkers. Well, Mrs. Hochul, if you want to be there for all New Yorkers, then you have to help all New Yorkers out and improve the quality of life for all New Yorkers. Because right now, the quality of life for many New Yorkers continues to decline because of bail reform, because of the corruption, and it has to end. I guess that is going to wrap up this video. I want to take a wait-and-see approach with everything, The third track project isn't complete yet. Let's wait for it to be complete before we throw in the towel on the main line, obviously. It could be great. East Side access, we'll have to see. But the thing that I really can't live with right now is the secondhand smoke. And I really wish that a law would have been passed. I know Suffolk County, they were talking about it, but they never passed it. You don't know how, this is another thing, the cigarette lobby is huge, huge. But smoking in multi-family buildings must be outlawed. And there needs to be criminal consequences for people like that. The guy smoking downstairs, he should be hauled off to jail. And the landlord should be able to throw him out. No one should have to breathe this stuff in. Secondhand smoke is a known carcinogen. Who knows what the consequences down the line for me could be living here and breathing this in. I'm scared it's going to affect my health. Has already. I get more headaches. Physically, I don't feel well. And he just won't stop. I'm not the kind of person to take matters into my own hands. Some people probably would have already by now with this guy. But like I said in the video, I'm giving them 2 more weeks to do something about it. And if not, I'm going to see a lawyer and I'll find out. I want to take him to court. The smoker. I will sue the smoker. Because he's got to leave. He needs to be out of this building. Not fair to me, it's not fair to the other tenants. If you want to smoke, you smoke outside. You smoke away from people. He has a car, he can smoke in his car. But you don't smoke around other people. Yes, I know years ago smoking was acceptable. It's not anymore. If it was up to me, cigarettes would be outlawed. There would be no cigarettes. There's nothing good about cigarettes. Cigarettes cut people. Cigarettes are a poison. It should be banned. It's actually worse for your health smoking a cigarette than it is smoking weed. Yeah, that's true. So that concludes this video. I know a bit of a long video, but a little longer than I thought it was going to be. It always turns out that way. But we have a right to be here. You're not going to get rid of us and purge us out so easily. The odds may be stacked against us, but I'm the kind of person that's stubborn and doesn't accept no for an answer. And I'll know when the time comes, once it gets bad enough, when I have no choice but to live in New Jersey. That time hasn't come yet. And as for this smoker, he needs to be out of here. All right? Because this is the number one thing that I'm dealing with right now that I can't take anymore. I mean, you go to the top of the stairs here, and it stinks so horrible, you feel you're going to faint. Between that and the heat in here, This smoker needs to be out of here. That's the bottom line. He needs to be out of here. And I'm going to do what it takes. I'll have to get a lawyer if I have to. I shouldn't have to be the one to leave. He should be the lead. He's the one breaking the rules. There's no smoking in this building. There I go again. So, it's going to be it. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I know people say, well, that's what you deal with in apartments. Well, yeah, like I'm going to have a whole house, right? You want me to buy a house? Even if I had $500,000, I wouldn't be able to afford a good house on Long Island. In a good neighborhood. Yeah, even with $500,000. Right? So, no one, anyone like that, anyone like me is going to have that money. And then there's the taxes and everything else. I don't want to own a house. I have no problem living in an apartment as long as the rules are followed. As long as it's kept up and the standard is satisfactory. You know. But we definitely need to address this damn smoker once and for all. Had it with him. And that's, you know, so I'll just let you know what's going on. You know, I have a right to breathe clean air in my own apartment, and you won't believe the lengths I got to go through just so I can breathe. Taping up the door to the hallway, having the air conditioner blast on high. It's cool out. I had the fans and the windows open, even in the dead of winter when it's cold, just so I don't have to breathe that crap in. Thought I was done with it. He moved out of the apartment next door, and then they moved him downstairs. So I don't know. It doesn't sound like a landlord that wants to get rid of this guy. So I don't know. Maybe take my landlord. I don't know. That's why I'll have to see a lawyer and find out what my rights are. And that's what I'm probably going to have to do, because apparently my agency just keeps saying, wait, wait, wait. But I'm the one living here. I'm the one dealing with this. Thanks for watching and take care.